Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Back at you guys again with another great product. And this is another product by Joyroom. They're a company who makes basically cell phone accessories from chargers to car mounts. Did a review a couple weeks showcasing 4 of their products. And I liked the product so much, I reached back out and they were nice to send me 4 more products. So these are not going to be products that are going to work for everybody, right? Everybody's got different needs and wants for their vehicles. But for me personally, one of my vehicles, it's a work vehicle that I use quite often. It doesn't have any kind of CD player in it. It doesn't have any kind of Bluetooth connectivity. It's a little bit older. And I want to be able to listen to some of my tunes, right? Now, I've used products like this in the past with mixed results. A lot of it has to do with the antenna of the vehicle and the placement of the antenna. But in this case, it works perfectly. So here is the device right here. And this is a cigarette lighter compact RF modulator. So basically it allows you to transmit your cell phone music or your two-way calls, right, to your car speakers. And ultimately you can make phone calls wirelessly, like a headset, basically, as if you had a installed car kit in your car, right? Works pretty decent. For me, I never really got these things based on the fact that I wanted to make phone calls, because I'm not really on the phone too much. I really just wanted it for music. And the ability, of course, to charge my cell phone, right? So that's pretty handy. By the time you're done with, company tablets, company cell phones, your own personal cell phone, you start running out of room. So this actually has several different ports that allow you to not only listen to music, but charge your devices. So let's take a look at what you actually get here. And of course, it's not going to be illuminated, but I do encourage you to click the link in the description and check it out. Price on this, 23 bucks, and you get a 15% off coupon code today. All right, so what you basically get, and you guys aren't going to see this until you click the link, but there is sort of an RGB ring that goes right around the entire display with your illumination button on the side. Is that really something that I'm looking for in a device? Not really. I'm not too concerned with, although, I do like the RGB and the LED lights that we have nowadays. For me personally, it would be nice to have that one color. I don't really care for the rainbow aspect of it, right? Maybe just a blue or a white would be great. Or the ability to change that so you can blend it into your interior, I think would be a much better option down the road. Be something very simple. Instead of just basically pressing this, you basically could press and hold it, and lots of night lights do this, lots of different devices with an RGB. Just allows you to change the color. Now there might be something that I'm totally missing here, and if I am wrong in that, by all means drop me a comment and let me know if I'm missing something. Maybe you can actually change the color, but based on my experience me messing with this thing, it just seems like it's just a rainbow color on this. As far as the main the main reason why I requested this was just, again, the ability to be able to sync my phone with it and then play my music through the stereo. What's also nice about this is that you have built-in USB ports. So in my case, I have a little SanDisk. I think this is a 16 gig or a 32 gig memory card. You can put on thousands of songs on that and play it directly off this. If you're using your phone for something else, or you just don't want to sync your phone. And I actually use USB quite a bit. You do have a volume knob, which is kind of handy. You can basically turn the volume of the stereo all the way up, and when you're connected to this, you can use this as the volume knob. This might be something in a lot of my other vehicles, if I was using this, that wouldn't really be a real big deal. But for me, based on my vehicle that I am using this in, my work vehicle, when I plug this in, this is really nice and convenient right next to, kind of down near my knee, whereas I find with all my other gizmos and laptop and tablet and all these other devices I have hooked up, it's easier just for me to reach for this rather than reaching across all the other in my coffee, So I do like that they put that in there, but again, for my purposes, that's handy. This may not be something you use. If you weren't going to use this and you wanted to use your volume just on the stereo, just keep this cranked all the way up and, of course, use the volume on the stereo. It does have a bass boost button. This is something I don't think they should have put on this, because let's face it, anytime you start interjecting more bass into music, you're putting that on top of the settings that you may already have. You may not have your stereo flat in your car. Most people don't. They may have a little bit of bass. I find that pressing this button just integrates a whole bunch of distortion. If you are using factory speakers on this, you're not going to use that. Of course, if you were to keep the volume extremely low and turn that on, you might enjoy the way that sounds. But for me, bass boost is something I never like. It's just a distortion button, in my opinion. I really don't recommend using it. What else? Again, you do have the USB port, and then of course you have the ability to charge 2 devices on top of this. You have, looks like it says here, QC 3.0. I'm not sure what they mean by QC 3.0. And then, of course, you have your USB-C adapter. So you can charge with, again, the USB port, and, of course, I don't know why they have PD on there, but you guys know, drop me a comment. I just always refer to this as USB-C connection. So that's pretty cool. Again, it doesn't come with the cables to use those. You will have to have if your cell phone is USB-C, you will have to have a USB to USB-C adapter, or again, nice that they have the USB port. So pretty cool. You do have two microphones on top here if you do want to use this for hands-free calling. Somebody calls, you answer your phone, that call will come through the speakers in the car, and of course, this will pick up your voice for hands-free calling. Pretty nice feature. I haven't really used that a lot yet because I don't get a lot of phone calls, and generally any phone calls I do get while I'm working, I'm getting it through my business phone, not my personal phone. So what else? You do have a 3.5 millimeter port on the side here if you want to go ahead and hook up something to it, an old iPod or something. Well, let's face it, I think that's kind of I don't think they should have bothered with that, because really, who is using a 3.5 millimeter plug to plug in their device to listen to music? The whole point of this is so you can sync Bluetooth or use the USB port for your music. Again, this basically broadcasts, for those who don't know, your music into a unused radio station, and basically you'll just tune your radio to an unused station, and then you program this with that exact station, and then it just broadcasts through the air. Again, this one works really well. I do want to try this in my other vehicles to see if this has just got a stronger broadcasting capability. I have one in my Jaguar I use often, and it's kind of fuzzy. Let's see what this looks like. So I will drop a comment in the description or comment section letting you know if there is a difference. What else do you get with this here? As far as display, they say it's a large display. I don't really think it's all that large, but this is basically going to show you the radio station you're tuned to, and it's going to show you the song number. So only downside, you don't have track information, and you don't have the ability to cycle through your track. So if you are using this with the USB, the USB port or a USB drive, I recommend, unless it, again, everybody's different. For me, I have 1,000 songs on this, and I don't know where I'm at. So basically, you're just going to kind of cycle through them. Hope that you find one that you're looking for. If you are looking for something specific, it's just going to be a distraction while driving. You do have your track advance buttons on the side. The biggest complaint I have with this is that they put the track button on the side. I think that most of the time, I know every car is going to be different. I find myself kind of reaching around it, trying to find that button. And because it is kind of one rocker switch, I find me hitting it the wrong way sometimes. This would have been much nicer having two individual buttons and putting them on top. I think that all these devices, no matter what car you have, generally when we have these things, we are going to be looking down upon it. And I think it's easier to kind of let your eyes kind of glance down and see those buttons, or just feel them. Put enough separation in there. Two buttons right on top, I think, would be a much better design. And I think that's about it. It says here 48 watts on the charging for that PD and QC3 port, which is great. That means you're going to basically charging. It says here 48 watts super fast charging on a Samsung S22, 85% at 30 minutes, and of course an iPhone 13. I'll put that to the test for 30 minutes at 80%. What else you get here? Again, I think that CD level input, that's just a pointless thing to add to this. Really no reason to have that. It is Bluetooth 3.0, again, yeah, 3 playing modes. Again, Bluetooth, audio auxiliary cable, and the USB disc. So, overall, it works really well. I can't really say anything negative about it. It does exactly what I want, which is I wanted something that's going to be able to allow me to listen to my music, whether it's through my phone or through a onboard USB drive, and the ability to charge my devices. So this is really a 3-in-1. I mean, it's a great device. You can listen to music, and this will charge 2 other devices without a decent amount of time. I have other like car adapters like this, just kind of no-name brands, and really you plug them in. And with today's larger screens, it doesn't even really charge the phone. It just kind of keeps it right there. With something like this, you're actually going to be able to charge your phone. I know it sounds like common sense, but it's true. If you are, if you are in your vehicle a lot and you are charging your devices, invest in a good quality charger. And again, what I like about this is that even if you're not looking for the music capability, you're still getting a charger. And so I think might as well buy this. You never know, you may want to use this down the road. Again, even if you're not a music person. The hands-free calling feature is great. And of course, it has the noise canceling technology for you to have better calls. But again, the only downside, the only negative thing I have to say about it, again, that 3.5mm plug and the buttons off to the side here. Next go around, Joyroom, put those buttons on top. Get rid of the 3.5mm, 3.5mm plug, and get rid of the base button. I think that's kind of dumb. That's not really gonna. Most people aren't gonna really benefit from that. But overall, great product. Other than that, that's about it. Just kind of keep in mind if you do buy this, depending on the angle of your cigarette lighter port. For my Jaguar, this won't work because the cigarette lighter port is actually like behind kind of a sliding door where you can kind of hide it. If you plug this in my case, this won't fit. There's no adjustability in the angles. So every vehicle is different. But great device. I want to thank Joyroom for their generosity in sending this out to me. This is getting used every single day. I love the product, and I think you will too. Link is in the description. Have a great day, folks, and take care.